There we go. We are official. Hello.
What's up? Hello, everybody. We are back in the blab world. For those of you that were able to make it, there were a few, Lou, that it did not behave for. So
Really?
Very upset, yeah. There's quite a few people in the society that were not able to log in today, so
that's weird.
We have to work on this platform thing. Are you guys having the same issue on your show, Kat?
Yeah, well, we haven't done it for a while, but I noticed the comments in the group about the Facebook and Twitter login, so yeah. Bit of a shame.
Bummer.
Well,
but hello
soon we'll have a new platform.
I know. That's what I keep telling Lou. I'm like, come on.
Don't tell Blab.
I'm a hater. I'm a Blab hater. I'm just open about it. I don't care.
We will shame you unless you do.
I know. I'm totally like, I hate Blab, but I'm going to use you until I have another option. That's how I roll. That's the kind of bitch I am. Yeah, exactly. At least I'm honest about it. All right, so we are back, Badass Branding Blab, and today we are talking to Kat Patterson, the self-proclaimed, so this is the name of me, she actually owns it, Sassy Ginger. So, I don't know, like, I feel like, you know, sister from just a different Mista. Like, as soon as I found you, it was like, oh, this one and me are like two peas in a pod, Lou. So you're really dealing with a lot of mouthiness today.
And I'm trapped like in between, you know, where you're in the UK and Dre's on the West Coast, and I'm like stuck in between you in Boston.
You're the meat of the sass.
Well, I was going to say you were like a rose between two thorns.
That was so much more eloquent than the meat between the sass. So we'll go with that one. We'll leave the eloquent sayings to Kat. So today we want to pick your brain because you are the sassy one. You totally own it with your brand. You've got a brand voice like none other, which is also going to be highlighted, shameless plug, in a guest post that she's doing tomorrow, all about the same topic.
Awesome. Good.
So more awesome about, so we're talking about today, and the post is going to be about the brand personality power. So Kat is like the essence of that, like really infusing your individuality into your brand, into your communication, your style, your voice, everything. So that's what we're talking today, and we're going to pick Kat's brain all about that. So if you guys have any questions in the audience, lob those in the comments, and we will hog tie her into answering them in her very eloquent way. But hello, Kat, official hello.
Hey, oh no, it's so great to be here, and I've missed your faces for such a long while, and it's finally managed to get me into one of your shows. I've been trying to get in there, get my
I know
on your show.
Like strong arming you, and I'm always like stalking you on your own show, showing up in like my PJs and hat just so I can get some Kat time.
Yeah, I'm always impressed that you do that, and you come in, you're just like, I'm coming on. It's
the power of a hat. Okay, that's part of my brand power. Is like, how do you get on video in the shortest amount of time without showering? It's called a hat and lip gloss. Like those are the secrets, folks.
Yeah. Well, no lip gloss for me. I skipped that part. But okay.
You got the tan on, right? And I haven't worked that out yet. So you get the tan, even though you're like where it's
I got to take I have to take advantage of my 3 weeks of summer that we get here. So I'm outside.
I know, right?
Always outside.
We get like, I'm sure it happened on Tuesday.
Right. Hey, did you enjoy your summer?
1995 or something like that.
Is it really that cold, Kat? Like you just never, it's never really warm.
So where are you, Kat, exactly?
I'm in Scotland. So,
oh, wow. Okay, so way up there.
Yeah, not in Ireland. Like I was like, oh, you're like my little Lucky Charm. She's like, no, not right country.
The only reason I recognize the accent is because, you know, I talk to Mari Smith now and then, and she's got she still has an accent. For the
I just hope that people can understand me because it's something a little bit like fast with it. So
you just can't talk fast. Just enunciate for us stupid Americans, especially because we're not good with the accents. She says calling you a Lucky Charm. So let's talk. Yeah, I was just gonna say, what up, Nicole? So let's talk brand personality. Okay, so for those like in the short, what is it? What do you mean when you're talking about brand personality power?
Okay, so the easiest way, this is a kind of analogy that I use quite a lot to explain to people, and you think about a Halloween party. We do know what a Halloween, you know, like a dress up party. And what we tend to do is, especially in the online world and small business world, we spend our time stalking our competitors and what everybody else does. And by osmosis, we start to do what they do. If you're going to a Halloween party, what you want to do is make sure that you're not dressed the same as somebody else. But for some reason, in the online world, we do the complete opposite, and we then start taking on everybody else's voices, and it's just ridiculous. So you know this from branding, Dre, that everything needs to be consistent, and the first thing that comes out your mouth, what is it that you want your tribe to hear from you? What is your tone of voice? How do you speak when you're speaking to your friends? You know, you need to get that out there for people, because your brand is you. You're at the core of it. That's the bottom line. And I think too many people shy away from actually giving themselves permission to be themselves.
Oh, I think you nailed it. I think that's a rampant fear out there, is being yourself, especially if you are the less vanilla like us, right? I mean, the more you want to kind of put sass out there and put sarcasm out there and share opinions that aren't, you know, widely accepted, it's very scary. I mean, I know I struggled with it. So I think you're right. Like, how do people give themselves permission to, like, how do you get past the fear of that? Just give yourself that permission.
Yeah, I always say the best thing to do is just to start writing. So if you're right at the beginning and you don't even have a business or a blog or whatever, just start to write stuff down. Find a platform and put it out there. So whether it's a Facebook post, whether you've got a blogging platform, just start putting your voice out there. Just start writing it. You know, don't. I think what too many people do is they start to type in the backspace, and then they change it all, and they think, oh, what if people don't like me? Oh my God, you know. And this is the thing that then the fear sets in. And what actually happens is it's kind of chicken and egg, because if you spend your time trying to be something that you're not, A, you're going to burn out, but B, the people following you are not stupid. They know when you're not being yourself, and they know when you're trying to copy somebody else, and you can't keep it up for any length of time. So I would always say, just start writing stuff. Don't judge it. Don't try and amend it in any way. Just put it out. And guess what? See if people don't like it.
Yeah. Amen. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Like, I think a big part of it is accepting that people aren't going to like you. Like, the thing is, like, in our own life, we all know, and some personalities still, even in the quote unquote real world, are like really afraid when people don't like them. But most of us are like, okay, so somebody doesn't like us. Like, wow, we've never ran into that. I think on the online world, we get really afraid that people aren't going to like us, but people aren't going to like you. Like, if you're really being yourself, I mean, in your real life, does every person you've ever met just absolutely adore you? Like, no, right? People are like, that's not for me. She sucks. Don't like the mouth. Don't like this. Don't like that. And it's okay. Like, there are millions of other people that will like you. Who gives a shit if people don't like you? Like, that fear alone, get over it, because it's true, because people are not going to like you, and that's okay. And two, like, it's part of qualified, right? I mean, like I said, when I met you, it was like we clicked right away, because we're sassy, we're sarcastic, with the same sense of humor, we're informal. Like, there's so many things that were the same. If we were using those vanilla kind of corporate-y voices or whatever, we wouldn't have known that we had so much in common. It was just by posting and laughing at each other's takes that we connected in the first place.
But that's the really weird thing about it. I didn't take my own advice when I first started out in this thing. And just like you're saying, it was that permission thing. And my friends and people who got the business thing took me aside. Thankfully, somebody was brave enough to tackle me to say, do you know what? See your website? It's kind of like this nice ginger lady that we've never met before.
Right.
And you are one cheeky bitch, you know. Where the heck is your voice gone? The thing is, what you're known for, and people who don't know my brand, it's called the straight talking ginger, because they said that's what you do. That's what it says on the tin. It's kind of like unsolicited. It comes out, it's unfiltered in any way whatsoever. And I used to think, crikey, people are going to hate me. And then I kind of thought, actually, that's what I'm like in real life. And see if you don't like it. The channel. Change the channel. Don't moan about it. Don't go on about it. The channel. I actually worked with somebody, so I work with kind of small business owners and entrepreneurs to do exactly that, is to kind of own their business MO, because I'm an ex-profiler by trade, so I can't switch it off. And I worked with a girl and she was terrified. You know, she said, I keep getting all these hater remarks and people are really awful. And I said, well, I'm going to challenge you to go out and find 100 people that hate your brand.
Yeah.
She was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're going to down. And I said, but I can tell you, see, after 5, you won't care, because not everybody's going to get it. Not everybody needs to get it. Not everybody's your customer. Not everybody's in your niche. Pick a niche, speak to them, pick one person, speak to them as if you're having a conversation. Write it down in your own voice. Don't be this corporate person. If you've left your beige cubicle, just go out and be yourself. And see if people don't like it, just be Marmite. It's not a problem, you know. Stand up and own it. But I think you're right. The fear thing of not being able to connect with people and not, you know, people don't like me. That's what stops us being the warts and all version and the brand voice. So we can get over that barrier of that confidence and just putting it out there and thinking, what's the worst that can happen? Somebody makes a comment. What?
So, and you said like write everything down when you're trying to kind of get the feel for your brand. And I think you could probably, I mean, tell me if you agree, but do the same thing with YouTube or Facebook and just go on and don't worry about being all scripted and exactly what to say. I mean, that's what I like about Facebook Live. It's like, this is it. What you see is what you get.
Yeah.
I'm not clever enough to make anything up.
And there's this weird thing, so I'm a bit of a psychology kind of person as well, and there's this weird thing that happens that when people are vulnerable to other people, so whether it's on Facebook Live or your voice, whatever it is, people are rooting for you. Nobody's sitting there wanting you to fail, really. The only haters that exist are the people who are sitting behind their laptop too scared to actually step into their voice and own up to who they are out at you. The reality is most people are rooting for you and they like people vulnerable, and as you say, trip over the words, not scripted, out of bed, hair a mess, nail lipstick, the whole bit, you know. And then people think, oh, you're actually a normal person. You're a human.
It's so true. I mean, look at the posts in the society when we all get real, when we talk about our flaws or we talk about, like I had one of the best threads I ever had was like, what words can you really not spell? That was out spell check.
Entrepreneur.
And that's what I was like, mine is entrepreneur. Like I cannot spell my fucking title. Like no joke, need it. Like named my brand Soulpreneur, I was like really afraid that I couldn't spell it. But it's like it's the truth. And as soon as we put that out, that post, everybody was like, and it was the most basic words, and there were so many else was like, oh yeah, that one too. Oh yeah, yep, that one too. And it's like the more you're a real person, it's and I think it was rampant online for a while where pretending that you're perfect and having these shiny cars in the background and all this perfection and like automatic success was like, it was working for this internet marketing movement and shit that went on. But now it's like, it's counterintuitive. It's like, drop that, because as soon as you are real, like I'm totally open that I can't spell. And I'm always like, if what you get out of my articles is the spelling errors, then you're a fucking douchebag, because I don't care. I can't spell. I'm not a spelling expert. I'm not a grammar expert. I'm not a writing expert. Like I'm lucky to string a sentence together. So if you didn't get this, like that's too bad. I find the more you own stuff that's like legit you, and that especially includes the ugly and less stellar stuff, the more people can relate to you. Like, and I think that's almost why I like that formulaic stuff of like, talk about your struggle, and it's become kind of like icky and sleazy. But I think that's where it comes from, because it's like the more you share the real shit, the more someone else can be like, yes, I wake up in the morning, right. And so talk like about that, because I think it's so counterintuitive to thinking, and we talked about last week, you know, the gloss effect and like how we're all like anti-gloss, like not this perfection of like these white deskscapes. Like we're all like on our coffee tables and shit with toys everywhere. Like
the six-figure, like I'm in Bali or I got this. Oh,
yes,
like,
exactly.
You know, if that's your version of success, and again, it's back to that Halloween analogy. Everybody sees it and they think, oh, you're successful, so I need to do the exact same in order to be successful. And it's just rubbish.
No.
Stand out, wear a different outfit from everybody else, And it's funny you should say about the spelling thing. You'll notice this obviously from the guest blog as well, that I just say I use UK English, and I'm Scottish, and I use Scottish slang, and I'm not apologising for it. And see if you want to write into me with your spelling errors or what you think are typos.
Yeah, she straight up has a disclaimer in the post, Lou.
Yes,
It's really hilarious.
But, you know, we are not going to be friends if that is all you're going to point out. I have got too much going on in my life for you to, you misspelled. It's like, stop it.
Not the point of the article, and if that's what you got, then you just get the douchey label, right? I'm happy to pass that. I dole out the douchey label like it's nobody's business. And I'll admit that's probably a coping mechanism on my side, right? Like if I make you a douchebag, then I don't have to care about you. Like if you are important, I'm like, oh, I get all insecure. But my other point was like, the more you're unapologetic, I think the more that you're respected. Like there's people out there that are nowhere near comfortable with the sass or the foul mouth or anything I do, but they totally reach out to me. They're very supportive for me, and they just at the end of the day respect that I do shit the way I want. And if I want to say it this way, they're like, I can't believe you did, but that's kind of cool that you did. And I think if you're unapologetic, it's a lot. I really don't get that many haters. Like for as blunt as I am, I really don't, and it's not like I'm a huge name. I mean, I still
Dre's very popular in the Bible Belt here in the U.S.
Oh, I know. But you know what? I should say I probably have a lot of haters. They don't reach out because the few that do get a basically like, thanks for sharing, fuck off. I don't care. Yeah, so it's like I don't really give them the opening where they feel comfortable to share their feelings with me. Although I was told I do the devil's work. That was my favorite one.
Oh well, I mean that's taking the hater thing to a whole new level.
That's why I'm like, I didn't know the devil did branding. Like, we should sit down and talk sometime. I don't know.
How I deal with the hate things. So probably I actually don't have that many yet, so I'm a bit annoyed. Like, reach out, hater. But if it's in person, usually what I say to people is like, if they're, just in my face, I just stop and I say, oh, I'm sorry, you don't have a speaking part. And
I love that. You don't have a speaking part. Oh, note to self. That one's been used.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a totally good one. It's a lot. So you say things so much more eloquently. I say fuck off, and you're like, you don't have a speaking part. Like, damn it. I need like a cat dictionary. It's like when you would say fuck off, it equals like you don't have a speaking part. Damn it.
Yeah, absolutely. People who get to know me then understand when I say, oh, really? Actually, what I'm really meaning is exactly that. Oh, really? I'm really not interested. But yeah, it's just people, if you're not being yourself, you're just going to burn out so damn quick. And, and people are, as I say, quite savvy now. And the way that business is done online, if you're trying to be all pastels and rainbows and, you've got a foul mouth, you're kidding yourself on. You'll never, ever maintain that level of kidding yourself on.
No, it's like if you did go to like I've definitely been to parties where my friends are like, can you just please watch your mouth? Can you just please not be like just for an hour? Or I meet someone's parents and they're like, they don't curse. Can you not curse? And it's like, it's like you could do that for an hour or maybe an evening, but it's like you couldn't live everyday life doing that. And that's kind of like, but I also want to say, we've all admitted, like, it's natural at the beginning. Like, I want people to not feel bad that they're really scared because I know I was a marketing robot of the worst kind, and I was super insecure of being who I was, and I was convinced that everybody would hate me and I would never make anything. And so it's very natural, guys, that you feel this way. We just want to empower you to get past that. Like that Tam Skill said, I just woke up literally 6 minutes ago and saw this announcement for the blab. I really needed to hear this today. Y'all are preaching to me and I haven't even peed yet.
Yay, we got you. It's always good to get you before you pee.
Exactly. That's when you're really susceptible to our ranting. So I love that.
So, Kat, now let's say, I think some people equate branding or that whole thing with being loud and gregarious and outgoing and, oh my God, I have to be Gary Vaynerchuk. But what if you're like an introvert? How do you kind of find your brand that way? Like me and you.
I mean, we are introverts. This is the ironic thing about it is, like, platforms like this, I'm having a conversation with two people. As far as I'm concerned, there's nobody else around. So it's how you leverage the stuff that's there as an introvert to do that. But yeah, introverts actually can really rock the online world really well, because right behind your laptop, you can pick and choose when you go on camera, if you decide to do a Facebook Live or whatever, and you can control your environment to a certain extent. Yes,
the internet is an introvert's dream, because like my wife says, you have no friends. I'm like, I have 4,998 friends on Facebook. So
exactly.
But
I have friends. They're just imaginary online friends. So.
Exactly. But that is part of it. I will say, like, you know, the society is a very selfish thing that I started because I wanted I wanted a posse that was like me. And part of, I think that is it. Like, no matter what you are, if, you know, you don't have to be the sassy or the loud or anything like that, but it's like, find a couple people that will just empower you and give you the permission. Like, sometimes you need someone else to be like, say, you know, preaching or, you know, say it the way you want, like do things the way you want. You know, having a support system of people that are like-minded and that will support you and push you through those fears when you're just not able to push yourself. I think that's hugely important too.
Definitely, because I think if you can find like that like-minded community who will kind of give you a boot up the ass when you need it, or give you that kind of support and push or whatever. And especially in the online world, if you are an introvert, it's a great space to find that and find similar people. So yeah, you're absolutely right. You don't need to be like us, really sarcastic, straight shooting, whatever it is. You know, if you are that softer tone voice, you will find loads of groups to join and communities who get that and who resonate with that. And if you're, you know, I see a lot of kind of soul-based entrepreneurs or, you know, people doing Reiki and stuff like that. If that's your gig and you've got a softer way of approaching that, there are loads of people. But I always say about it's kind of finding like role models as well. Again, we get caught up in this. So people like Marie Forleo or Gary Vaynerchuk or whatever, and people then try to replicate what they're doing. Yeah. But it's okay to have a role model to kind of think, oh, it would be so good if, or I love what they say. But you don't need to say it the same way. Yeah. It's like when you're branding is about being you, but you're trying to attract the people who resonate with you. You're not trying to attract everybody. And that's where people go wrong with it, you know. So I think role models are really good, and exactly that. Get out there, find those people who are the same as you, and then you've got it nailed really at that point, because they'll.
And I'm trying to hold her back. She's really annoying right now. She's super annoying.
Yeah. I've got one in my feet as well, so yeah.
I've been trying to get up on the chair, and I'm like trying to like slyly be like, without like looking at like I'm doing it on the camera. Obviously not.
So, Kat, on the other end of the scale, though, and I've heard, like, I had a conversation with somebody yesterday about, you know, well, if you're a brand, you have to take a stand, and you have a responsibility, like, to say what's going on with, like, in Dallas in the U.S. or whatever. But I don't feel like just because you're a brand, that doesn't mean you have to. Oh, I have to say something about what happened in Dallas. You know.
Yeah. I think people confuse brand as a separate entity. And it's not, it's who you are. It's intrinsically linked to who you are at the centre. I'm not the type of person to go on and be political or align yourself with certain views. You know, you do that as a person. That's so funny in the background, sorry.
Like, I'm trying not to laugh.
I know, I'm trying to just get her away.
There's a cat crawling around you.
I just don't think that's, you know, if you decide as a person, you are your brand. So sometimes I think if you do speak out, you know, is that maybe going to, you know, align yourself with the right thing or the wrong thing, depending if it's a political thing or agenda, whatever. But I don't think somebody else should tell you how you should run your brand. You know, you should be standing up.
Exactly. I was just going to say, yeah, in anything you do, don't let someone, I mean, because even, release the course before you do this. Oh, you have to blog. Oh, you have to be on this social, like everybody's going to tell you, or tons of people are going to tell you what you have to do and what you can't do. I think that's one of the most important things is that you do shit on your own terms. Like if you don't want to do it, I don't care if every guru on the planet's telling you to do it. If you don't want to do it, don't do it. And, or get to a place where you figure out a way to do it comfortably. But I can't stand that shit where people tell you what to do. And here's the thing, like, I know as solopreneurs, you know, our brand is definitely us and it's extension of so much of us, but cut the shit. There's a division between my real life and my business life.
Yeah.
And I'm allowed to have political views that I don't fucking share with y'all because I don't give a shit how you feel about my political views. You know what I mean? So I would like to punch that person in the face, Lou, if you would like to connect us.
Okay.
So because
Do a virtual.
I have to do with it. Like, you know, I'm branding, so
I don't talk religion and politics online.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's just the way I run my business. So.
Yeah.
Well, funnily enough, I actually got a message from a friend, and just today, yesterday, asking me about a political thing that's just happened over here in the UK. And I actually put, I don't talk about it in public. I'll private message you, but I'm not posting anything about it in public because I just choose not to share that. So anybody that tells you, you must do you know what? It's none of your business how I run my business or my personal life. Just bog off. You know, nothing to do with you. And it's funny because I mean, one of the main things I do is the profiling, and with the specific role in mind of not everybody is the same. It's kind of like, you know, not everybody has to do video or blab. Yep. Not everybody has to do blogging every week. Not everybody has to do YouTube. You do what suits you and what suits your preferences, and to hang with. I mean, obviously, it's a good idea to keep on trends and how marketing trends are changing for brands. I get that. But ultimately, if it's not your gig, you're going to look really uncomfortable doing it, and your energy is going to be slammed like you wouldn't believe. You know, I do it in person stuff, and I come home and I have to lie down for a day and a half to the there's too much people in. I'm like, oh my god, there's too many people.
And you do too much of that, you end up hating your business. I mean, I did, like, I'm not blogging. That's why I do all these guest posts now. I don't fucking like blogging. I hated it. By the end of last year, I wanted to just shit myself. I don't like I said, I don't like writing. I would do videos in this live stream, and that's going to be a huge part of my business going forward. I don't like to write. So, you know, you can only do so much of that. And again, I believe that blogs are super important, and that my blog has done so much for my business. So, you know, at a certain point, you have to soldier through some things and get some stuff done that you don't necessarily want. But in the end, like, make your business what you like, because the worst thing is to build it and then hate it.
I work with so many people who've fallen out of love or are ready to get in because they're saying, I'm being told to do this and I really don't want to. And I think my business is going to be a failure if I don't do this. And I just want to tear my hair out and say, there are no rules. There are no rules.
I like that. That sounds very official when you do it that way.
There are no rules. Step away from the gurus or the and do it. Step into your own expertise, you know.
Intuition, right? Intuition, like, listen to that little voice. Like, sometimes they're a naggy bitch, but a lot of times they're dead on. Like, they are. If they're screaming at you, like, I feel super uncomfortable, like, take a step back. It might be you just need some more confidence, but it might be
medication. You might need more medication.
I know, that's usually my case, or I'm in alcohol withdrawal, so it's like, get the idea back in. But sometimes it's not the right thing for you, and you could practice and hone and read as much as you want on it, and it's just not going to be your thing.
And guess what? It's okay to not do the same thing as somebody else and do all this glossy Photoshop 6-figure. You hear it again. Honestly, I'm going to stab a pen in my leg. It just drives me mad. Because all these people who are starting out who believe that is the only way to do business, and it's unachievable. And I talk about the zone of proximal development actually in my blog, and it's finding somebody who's a few rungs up the ladder from you, who can pull you up by the bootstraps with them, rather than being this kind of, I always use the analogy of a tennis coach. If you were starting out in tennis, you wouldn't go and find, you know, the top player who's just won Wimbledon. You would find a coach who can pull you up by the bootstraps and teach you something, and then you find the next person up the ladder. Coaching, branding, whatever the heck it is the exact same thing. It's just find people that are like-minded, who are willing to, you know, assist and draw your brand voice out, if you like, and just start writing. As I said right at the beginning, just start writing. Don't edit it. Just I can't remember. There's an app out there. I'm mad. I can't remember. But actually, what it does is you type, and if you stop for 30 seconds, it deletes everything anyway. So it encourages you just to keep writing if that's what you want to do, until you can hear your own voice.
Yeah.
You know, and just think about speaking to one of your friends or speaking to somebody in the group or whatever the heck it is, and just get it down on paper. Be yourself, warts and all. And the sea folk don't like it, get them to change the channel. Who cares? You know, it's like those,
Right or die.
yeah, but you know those people that watch programs and they'll sit through 20 minutes of a program and bitch about it. And you're just like,
that's my mom.
like, just change the channel.
Yeah, that's my mom. I don't know why they do it this way. Like, I don't know why you watch them do it that way. Click off the fucking TV. It drives me up a wall. Yes, that's my mother.
Absolutely.
I know exactly
that is branding in a nutshell. Yeah. It's just like watching a TV show that you don't like and like change the channel. It's like, who cares? So, yeah.
So how do folks find you and all the cool stuff you're doing, Kat?
So I am over at straighttalkingginger.com.
We'll put that in the chat log for you.
Okay.
I'm over there, and I do profile.
Tell them about you have a sass quiz if you are sassy.
Ooh, I like that.
Well, I've slightly changed the name of it. It's still it's still the same quiz essentially, and I've extended it a little bit. So it's about because I'm an ex-criminal profiler by trade, I kind of changed it to discover your business modus operandi, so your MO. So because it's all that spy stuff that I'm on my background. So it's kind of now getting under the hood of all that. So it's the same thing. It's all about the SaaS and the kind of MO that you use to rock your business unapologetically, warts and all, in your style.
UK slang and all. No.
Is that not the best background for a branding person, though, to have been a criminal profiler?
Right?
That's perfect.
It's a strange mix because people are like, what did you used to do?
Well, and you like especially like us, again, stupid Americans who watch CSI and shit, we're like, you don't look like it. You don't have the typical look.
What is the typical look?
I know, well, that's what I'm saying. Us dumb Americans, it's like a guy in a business suit that's like slightly handsome and like has like every skill you can. I don't know.
It's definitely not like that. It is quite a sexy.
But you could play with that. You could like, you know, steer them in one direction. And I feel like you kind of have what I have like before we open our mouth. It's like, you look like the girl next door, like you'd be so sweet and so like modest and like soft spoken, and then you open your mouth and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, that's what I thought about Dre till she started talking.
Exactly.
Actually, what is even worse is usually before I open my mouth, it's written right there what I think.
Yeah. Well, I have practiced resting bitch face so that I don't automatically come off as just a wretched, awful person. So I try to like get my girl next door face. Like, it usually like requires a head tilt and a little bit of a neck because regularly it's just like bitch.
That's me in a nutshell. But yeah, it's kind of like it is really good fun, and the whole profiling thing that I used to do, it does fit really well with the whole entrepreneur because people, another label that I kind of adopted was a mind detective, because people are like, oh my god, you actually know more about me than me, which is quite scary. I'm like, well, that used to be my job, you know, I kind of stalk people professionally. So yeah, it works really well for the branding thing to get the voice out, because it's unique. It is unique to every individual. Stop trying to copy. Stop trying to copy everybody. Don't
exactly. No parroting. No more parroting. Well, thank you so much for coming, Kat. And like I said, shameless plug, you are talking more in depth about brand personality power, and you're kind of dropping the 5 ingredients or the 5 things that really go into finding your brand personality power tomorrow. So that'll be released on the brandedsolopreneur.com. I get to host the Sassy Ginger and her totally UK slang that sometimes I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that fucking word means, but I can fill in the blanks and I can get it. Like I just insert my own American slang. But thank you, Mickey and Nicole and everybody else out there that was watching live. You guys are awesome. Go pee. Go get it done now that we've ranted. Maybe it's time to get your pee on. But I'm glad that we could share some of this, and hopefully we've empowered some people, and we're giving you permission right here to own whatever you are, whether that's sassy or quiet or shy or whatever it is. Between the 3 of us, we're giving you permission. You can do it on your own.
What is the expression, you do you?
Yes, exactly.
Absolutely.
And we are giving you that permission, so go get it done. All right, so we will see you next week, as long as Blab loves us still. Bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye, Kat.